Hi, everybody. My name is Nina Ilic. I come from Slovenia. I work in Institute for the Development of Empathy and Creativity, ENEA. And I would like to share with you today our experience with API aromatherapy in kindergarten. But let's go step by step. Is it working? Yes. First, some short information about Institute ENEA. It's based on our family beekeeping, Meda Polna Skleda. It's here on the picture that this is us and the homes of our bees. I am very lucky to have two mentors in beekeeping, my mother and my brother. My brother has national professional qualification in beekeeping, and I have national professional qualification in apitherapy. So we have roles we play. The programs we are developing are Terra Apis, API Kindergarten, and API Pedagogy. And for the short info, the name came from my daughter. My daughter's name is Enea, and she's my motivation and inspiration to never stop. Short introduction of me. I am a professional head of API pedagogical programs at the Institute ENEA. We are coordinating pedagogical programs for the municipality of Ljubljana. I am the author of pedagogical program API Kindergarten and co-author of Natural Science and Cultural Day, Wondering with Bee in Ljubljana. I'm also the manager of Melliferous Educational Garden, Grba, on Bee Path in Ljubljana. Yes, so I am cooperating also with municipality in the international project BeePathNet, and now that it's continuing BeePathNet Reloaded, I provided professional support in the transfer of good practices of mentioned pedagogical programs before. I am also a lecturer in the fields of apitherapy and pedagogy. I attended many professional and scientific seminars, conferences, congresses, cultural events, and so on. I also have written several professional articles. We cooperate with the Ministry of Education, Science and Sport of Republic of Slovenia also in pre-organization and conduction of 16-hour pedagogical seminars, API Kindergarten, of course. We have so far had, I think, 4. In October 2021, in cooperation with API Mondia, Slovenian Beekeepers Association, Romanian Apitherapy Association, and Association of Beekeeping Societies Maribor, we co-organized and conducted the first international conference, Apitherapy for Children, which I really enjoyed. I also made a key contribution to the formation of BeePath development strategy in the municipality of Ljubljana. Yes, at the request of the municipality of Ljubljana, I also wrote professional materials such as API Kindergarten, Handbook for Educators, Etiquette of Good Behavior Near Bees, Code for Safe Implementation of the Pedagogical Program API Kindergarten, and Code for the Best API Kindergarten in Ljubljana. Let's go for education. I am an educator of preschool children and a food technician. And like I said, I'm an apitherapist, and I'm also a student because I really never stop learning. Now let's dig in. Preparation of these activities combines pedagogy and apitherapeutic profession. For starters, the first beginning was a couple of years ago. I think it's 4 years now. We started with placement of children in the appropriate period of development. So we were focusing on the stage of their development and what we are trying to achieve, actually, in the short term. It started with only one group of preschool children. They were aged to 1 to 2, the first one. And then after that, we slowly included all preschool groups in 10 public kindergartens. And now there are more actually, but for the past speech, it's the correct information. We focus on indicators that would reveal the API aromatherapy effects that are pedagogically valuable. That's inner motivation of children and their maintaining focus, we mean attention development, voluntarily participation of children in the implementation of the daily routine in kindergarten, the mood and well-being of children, the atmosphere in the group, and the willingness to interact in solidarity among them. We also pay attention to blood circulation, but only in terms of cold or warm feet and hands and the level of energy they show. In preschool period, the respiratory system is still developing. So in children who experience poor respiration, it often leads to deviant behavior, which from a pedagogical point of view is recognized as a challenge in sociological development. I find the latest really logical, since if you do not get enough air, enough oxygen, definitely the being nice to others is not your primary thought. So short introduction of methods and research questions. We wanted to measure if would API aromatherapy in kindergarten create better cooperation between the pedagogical workers and the parents of the children. So does it have an effect on that? Because if we do gain that, then we create a win-win situation, because when the adults are working together with cooperation and in trust, the children are the winners. They get the best of it. We wanted to know also if would API aromatherapy improve the conditions for or environment, if you will, for the best physical and mental health. And if would children included in API kindergarten maintain better health? Yeah. So the first results were are shown in the graph on the right, but you have to read it with carefully, because the reasons for absence from the kindergarten can be various. Not every absence can be considered credible. For example, the child 3 has a pretty low presence in kindergarten, but that girl was not ill so much. She just had a family who could afford many holidays. So for child 2, I would like to point out that he had some special issues with trust, and he did not get so much API therapy treatment in kindergarten until he started to trust us more. So you have to take that into account also. Of course, if you are measuring the effects or benefits of API therapy in kindergarten, we need to take into account how much children come to kindergarten, if they are healthier than the groups of children who do not attend in this project. Then another important point would be that in addition to nebulization of honey, wax, and propolis, the children also enjoyed bee products in the diet, and that goes to all groups. So it's not only air, it's in the diet and the other activities, as you will see later. So immediate effect that we did get every time was that the children calm down completely, they relax, and they really happily participate in guided activities and also in the daily routine. So it's logical if you think about it, since when you feel good, you are willing to cooperate. Of course, it's not hard. It's not another thing you have to do. Yes. So the results I would like to share with you are that API, this is bothering me, I'll have to move it. Okay. API aromatherapy in kindergarten does provide better cooperation between the pedagogical workers and parents of the children. This one was actually one of the top winners, this point, because parents really accepted the program, they loved it, they trust and believe in the power of V products. They were happy when they learned that the whole consumption is under the eyes of an apitherapist. That was me. So they knew it would go as it should go. And maybe I should say this, I was really honored when I learned when I came to provide this API aromatherapy activity in one of the kindergartens. There was a little girl whose parents, they, I don't know how to say it, this in English, they checked her out for the week because they were planning holidays. They had reservations and they wanted to go. They checked her out. But when they heard that on the Monday, Nina will be coming and they will have this apitherapy segment of pedagogical activities, they changed their mind and prolonged her presence in the kindergarten for that day, especially for that. So yes, they did. API aromatherapy does provide better cooperation, seriously. Then the second point was not targeted, but we observed it, that API aromatherapy in kindergarten provides better relationships among pedagogical workers, which is really a positive thing. And it goes out of logic, actually, if you think about it, because when you feel good and something new is happening, you're learning about something that can help create better atmosphere, and it's only good when it's good for all of you. Of course, it's a win situation. Another point, API aromatherapy does improve conditions for children's physical and mental health and consequently for their development. See, in preschool period, the children have all the areas, all fields of development are connected. They're attached. You cannot try to make sure his motor, child's motor development goes well and do not infect a social part of him. It's all combined. It's all connected. You have to really know what you're doing, so it's beneficial for all the aspects of his body and soul. So the API aromatherapy activities actually did show great results, actually, on the from the pedagogical point of view we were watching, and from the apitherapy point of view also. Maybe I should point out, I don't think I wrote it anywhere, but the bee products we are using are wax, honey, and propolis mostly. We do not, there is no venom, of course, and we barely use any royal jelly, since it's not as useful in this type of activities. First studies confirmed that the children included in the API kindergarten maintained better health, but due to the COVID situation later on, we cannot conclude with certainty that the children included in the API kindergarten program maintained better health, as the kindergartens were closed in the meantime, and we do not have a whole picture of continuous treatment during one school year or one uninterrupted period of time. So here are some pictures. Of course, it's really practical if you give children something to do while they are inhaling bee products. Here are just these balls of wax we made together. And it was in last year, actually, in September, right at the beginning. This is group 1 to 2 also, yeah. And it's we realized that the API aromatherapy is an efficient method for overcoming social anxiety. API aromatherapy is an effective method to alleviate the stressful period known as introduction to kindergarten. We mean the first weeks of attending kindergarten and the stress the children are facing during that time. So in the meantime, while we are playing that, some children were actually smiled for the first time in the new kindergarten, and really it like improved the relationship and interaction with us adults. It really was beneficial. And in the meantime, the wax was wrapped into the skin, and so we did get the multiple results from that. Okay. I also prepared some suggestions for beekeepers about kindergartens or preschool children visiting beehive air therapy. I do not know how many of you are welcoming such small people, but I think it would be really great. Great, thank you. I would like to suggest some things. First would be very short duration. Do not expect that you will plan and the child will cooperate. That's not going to happen. The child is the boss. The child will determine, the child will show how much he can take and how much he wants to take. And that is the exactly right time for him. So we have to put our trust in children here. Then the other point would be option to test. We teachers are professionally obliged to check the terrain before bringing children to it. So you have to give us opportunity to see what you have, where you have, what is the access to it, what do we get? Because if I don't know where I'm going and what I'm gonna experience, I'm not gonna bring children to it. That's a period. Then it has to be a good experience. The atmosphere is of the highest importance here. You have to have in mind that when the kindergarten would visit, it would have different objects in terms of goals than the doctor or different than apitherapist in general. We are focusing and aiming on different things. Then next point, in Slovenia, we train API kindergarten teachers to check HACCP and all necessary measures in the field of health and safety, and an inhalation system of a beekeeper and or apitherapist. So I believe we have to be aware of that. This kind of questions, if they come from educators, it's a good thing, it's a professional thing, and it is not something you have to do and do not want to do, but it's opportunity for you to prove how responsible you are. We need that. And please, this would be really, really important. No nebulization inhalation tubes, no tubes at all. Children hate it. They do not want to put mask in their faces, and there is no need for that. And me personally, I am never convinced it's cleaned or sterilized enough. That's the way it is when you bring a group of children that are given in your trust and care. You are very careful careful, and this is sign of responsible decision making, not trying to annoy you. How do we do it without tubes or pipes? You will see in picture below. Then professional guidance adapted to preschool children. It's necessary, but have in mind always, if you do not satisfy the educators, they will not be satisfied. So you have to have in mind the both public you get, the adults and also the children. A little text, a little speaking, more play and more interaction, more question asking and things like that. Then have teachers provide you consent forms of the parents. You are not being not unpleasant. If you ask for it, you are showing your responsibility by that. The educators have to have consent forms of the parents, and there is not a problem to show it. It could be an issue of data sharing, but if you see it and do not take a picture of it, I think there would not be a problem. Then I have faced a lot of different apiary, I hope I pronounced it right, and not all of them were safe in approach. So I would really suggest, if you have access past flying bees, please insert their protective glass wall or something like that. So because children in kindergarten are healthy, they are not sick. If they are sick, they are at home. So the children that we take to some trips around do have energy, do have curiosity. They do want to run and wave with their hands and all those things. So, and activation of all senses is really, really important in preschool period. And it's actually urgent for optimal cognitive development, since the sensory is the primary cognitive action. Please let them listen to buzzing of the bees. Let them use all their senses. Give them something. Give them honey to taste. Whatever. Just activate all senses. It would be really rich experience for them. And since these bee products always have effect on human body in good way, of course, if everything goes well, we must not forget that we need more water to drink after that, because bee products activate functions in our body, and always have fresh water, drinking water, of course, and appropriate cups that children can safely drink from after the beehive air therapy. And my last suggestion here would be prepare and have some useful information regarding this therapy for the parents, like to go, so the children can bring home after the day with you. So the parents have also the information, and who knows, maybe they come and visit you again together. So here are now some pictures. This is micro aromatherapy in Melliforest Educational Garden in Grba in Ljubljana. It's visiting it. And of course, they are making things from these plants. This is one version also when you are making creams or similar thing. To cream similar things, it all goes to air. It's full of aerosol in the air, so it's a good activity too, and children love it. Or making syrup. This is one of my favorite activities with wax. We make shoes out of it and children love it. And we have sensory and skin and smell and everything. And this is the last picture. Yeah, this is the nebulization we do without the tubes, but directly letting it out. And if you want the kids to smell it closer or to approach closer, you just put their favorite toys near it. You be creative. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay. And now about the ongoing case study. Maybe I would like, it would be interesting to say this, that in the Slovenian Beekeepers Association is preparing propolis vaporizers for kindergartens. I was really happy to learn that, but they did not contact us in any way, so I do not know anything more about that. But I can tell you more about ongoing case study of Institute Enea in one of Slovenia's public kindergartens. We are making a study on preschool child aged 4 that has challenges in psychological and sociological development. And we will, since he does confirmed have, it was confirmed that he has respiratory issues also. It's we'll try to, through API kindergarten program, of course, we will try to see if we can help him to have easier, more quality life. That would then show in his development and emotion management and things like that. Okay. Here I listed some resources for this presentation. And that was what I prepared for you today. Thank you very much for being with me. If you have any question or if you would like to share your experiences regarding such studies, like I mentioned the latest, I would be pleased to respond. Yes, many thanks.